Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about why it's important to write literally everything down. It's something that I used to kind of do. I didn't write everything down, but I used to write a lot, and then I stopped for a while. Now I'm getting back into it, and I'm noticing throughout the, I guess summer, and as time passes, I'm noticing that a lot of the things that I write down actually come into fruition, and a lot of the manifestations that I write down have come into fruition as well. So I had this video idea because I was watching a streamer, Tony Stadavici. He was, playing video games. He streams all the time, him playing different games. And literally in the middle of his streams, he'll just say, I got a video idea. I need to write this down. And after doing that, after seeing him do that for a couple of times, I was just like, wow, when you're at a point in your life where kind of like your purpose, not to say his purpose is making videos or funny skits, but it's kind of like when you're solid in yourself and when you're sure of what you want to do and what you have to do, it just like it flows, it comes so easily. And it was pretty amazing. Like, it seems like a super small thing to just see like a streamer say, oh, I got an idea, I got to write that down. But I feel like a lot of us really don't act on it. Like, we'll have cool ideas, or we'll think of a title of a book, or we'll think of, something funny that could happen, or that's, a piece of content that can be made, or just something that you can do. And we just kind of let it go by. And there was also this one girl on Instagram, I don't know her name, but she had an idea about, making like a little character of herself and having a series where she like animates the character and does all these things, kind of like Lizzie McGuire's little cartoon self, if you know what that is, Lizzie McGuire. And some other woman posted it like maybe a month or two later, and she made a video saying like, hey, you guys, don't bash this creator. I'm not saying this to try to take away from her, but she was like, I literally had this same idea like 2 months ago and I just never acted on it. And now somebody else is doing the exact same thing that I did. And she basically went on to say, take this as a sign that if you don't use your ideas, somebody else will. And I think this goes also into the idea of like one consciousness. You hear a lot of people say that we have a single consciousness, that we're all connected, and thoughts are and ideas are frequencies, right? You have waves, you have particles, and I really do believe that. Like, there's some ideas that I'm sitting on right now that I've been sitting on for years, right? Some for months. And it's just like, if this idea popped into your head, why not act on it? Like, outside of fear, outside of doubt, outside of laziness, if you had this great idea that you think could help someone, could help yourself, which could in turn help someone, or, something that can be created to, kind of advance people, or to help support people, or to get people talking about a certain thing, it's like, why wouldn't you act on that? And I think the answer is because we're trained not to. We're kind of just trained to follow the leader. And I think that's why I've gotten into this habit of not writing things down, because like I said, when I was younger, I would write down my ideas, I would journal, do all these things, I would act on things. It wouldn't take me long to act on an idea. And now when you kind of are coming out of just like a lack of belief in yourself, you start to realize like, wow, there are a lot of things that I have floating in my head that I do want to act on, but they're all just up in your head. So I'm just making this video to say, I think if we start writing down our ideas, we'll be much more inclined to act on them, as opposed to just thinking about it in passing, or having the idea come up in our head and then thinking, oh, that'd be cool, and then just going back to whatever we were doing. So if you're watching this and if you made it this far, take this as a sign. Like, I want you to start writing down your ideas. I literally have, if you can see in my purse, I have like a bunch of notebooks, and I kind of try to carry them with me everywhere, because I'll get ideas or things that I want to draw, or points that I want to make, or thoughts or feelings that I want to write down. And just start anywhere. It doesn't have to be like, okay, write a to-do list of every cool idea that you have, or everything that you need to do in order to execute, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't even have to be a lot of pressure. It could just be write one word a day, or write how you're feeling, or a sentence, and you'll start to build upon it and build upon it. And then eventually I think that it'll have a better chance of turning into action, or maybe that reflection leading to another idea, or, something else. So let me know below if you guys write down your ideas. Let me know your method, how you do it. Do you have a to-do list? Do you have check boxes? Do you have a journal? Do you have different journals? Do you, kind of don't know where to start, like just let me know, okay? And I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.